Go. Well, hello, everyone. And today is again the end of the month. So the end of the month, we have Feedback Friday. Now, there's a little bit which we are slightly changed with respect to the other Feedback Fridays, is that we have invited today Joy. And she was delighted, and I was delighted, because she's going to explain to us not only how she got into biophilic design, but some incredible projects she has been working on. And so she's going to show and share, which is the concept, show and share. And in showing and sharing, she's going to explain to us where she started off with these projects, what were the problems which she came about, and what got her thinking to find the solution and the outcome. So I would like to pass on immediately to Joy, who's going to tell us all about how you got into biophilic design. And then we'll just roll with it, Joy. I'm so excited to have you with us on this Biophilic Hub Feedback Friday. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This is such a pleasure, and look forward to showing my work and my story here. So, just to start, I want to kind of share how I got started. My background, my career is like 20 plus years as a creative director in fashion and beauty. I worked mainly with luxury and lifestyle brands like Neiman Marcus, a boutique agency for Target, Eddie Bauer, J. Jill, just mostly fashion and beauty brands. And my path is in interior design started with, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Let's see. Can you see my screen here? Let me go to present here. So it looks a little better. How's it look?
That's perfect. Perfect.
Oh, geez. So yeah. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Sorry. Giving you all like
hi, Nicole.
Pictures.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Maureen.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. Oh, Maureen. Oh my gosh, what a
treat. Good to see you guys.
Thanks for being here. This is so awesome.
Yeah, I've been wanting to hear your results with this project.
Oh, yeah. So I'm excited to share. I was just in Chicago.
I don't know you, but I've seen your stuff, and I'm also excited.
Oh, thank you. Thank you both for being here. Yeah, Maureen, I was just in Chicago at EQ3, which is a Canadian furniture store. And they asked me to be a guest speaker to speak on biophilic design. And a lot of people asked me about your course. So you might be getting some calls here.
Oh, that is so awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So yeah, what I was starting to share is just my path on interior design. My girlfriend, Shilpa Sankaran, who is this right here, she followed her heart and wanted to open an Ayurveda spa. And of course, being my good friend, she's been at my house several times, and she'd always comment like how much she loved it and how good it felt. So she knew I got her aesthetic, and she trusted me to help her design her spa. And when we were done, and she's super entrepreneurial, she's like, Joy, this is what you're meant to do. I don't know if you heard before, but I was a creative director in fashion and beauty for 25 years before this. And she was like, I really think this is your path. You are so good at this. And I really recommend you doing it. Just create a PDF and send it to everybody you know and let them know that you're embarking on this new path. And it really was the best exercise, because it really made me stop and think, like, what is my design ethos? How do I approach design? So I started just Googling like everything I think about, like natural shapes and forms, natural materials, textures, natural light, plants. And this thing came up called biophilic design. And it was like crazy that there was a philosophy, that I was already intuitively and organically doing that had all these amazing benefits. So it was a total like light bulb moment for me. And that really fueled my path. And plus, it was like the perfect marriage of my interest in health and well-being and my creativity. So that's been about 5 years ago now. So this will be the first project I'll share with you. This is Kosha.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure, please.
Don't you do feng shui?
I'm graduating in
Oh, okay. So that
in
came
July.
after.
Yeah,
Okay.
that came after.
Oh,
So
wow. That's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so I
And-
mean, to me, I look at feng shui and these are all tools in my toolbox, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, to help me. But and this is where I am right now is how do I create, like you've done so well, Maureen, is like, you've said that biophilic design is a modern feng shui. So like, I'm trying to like, how do I create my services and how do I speak of my services? Combining both, and everybody has something different that resonates with them, right? And feng shui is huge, and I just learned how to do the bazi and all this stuff. But what really resonated with me in feng shui is the 5 elements. And I love designing with the 5 elements because like when I'm done with the room, I'll go through the room and if I've laid down the bagua, then I might know what the main element is, but I always try to balance. And it's amazing because like I don't like always do a lot of fire. I mean, I do like a little animal print, but I don't use red, I might, but like if I just like didn't have enough metal or something and I just add a little bit of it, it's amazing how the room just comes to life when
It like hums.
exactly. Exactly. So now it's just like, be graduating in July and just kind of speaking. I did like tweak my tagline now is beautiful spaces that foster joy and harmony. So I feel like that encompasses both, right? In its own way. So anyway, it's constantly evolving.
And Joy, I just have to jump in because I Googled you because I was like, why do I know who you are? I'm in the Milwaukee area.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm in Brookfield.
Oh my
And
gosh, that's
I was
awesome.
like, I feel like I'd looked up Well-Being, Wisconsin or something and come across your name. And I've
Really?
known Maureen for years.
Oh
And
my
then that's how I
gosh.
kind of got in contact with Odile. So anyways, we will have to get together because I
Absolutely.
went
would
to
love
UW
that.
for grad school and I'm over there a lot. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
She's like
Definitely.
45 minutes, an hour away from me.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. And I love getting to Milwaukee. So yeah, definitely.
And
Let's
then I just have to interject here. And then you guys, I think, do you know Sally August? And you do, Nicole, the environmental
Oh,
psychologist.
she's fantastic.
She is. And she's in the Milwaukee area too.
Oh, we'll
Wow.
have to invite her on.
Wait, isn't she in
definitely.
Chicago?
Um,
Or is she?
I think she's, oh, maybe you're right. Maybe she is
I mean,
in
still,
the Chicago burbs. Yeah.
compared to the
Yeah.
community here. Very
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
ladies,
maybe.
let's get stuck in.
So anyhow,
Okay,
yes.
sorry. Okay, so this is Kosha. This is the before pictures. This was a turn of the century beet mill, and it was just abandoned for years and years. And finally, they didn't know what to do with it, and they were going to like, kind of level it and kind of just, put something else up there. But the neighborhood and the community really got behind it, and they found somebody to take on the project, and they renovated this whole thing. So it's called Garver Feed Mill now, and it's beautiful. Kosha is just one little spot in there, but there's a huge atrium now that they have a restaurant. They have weddings. Ian's Pizzas in there, and then on the upper second floor, there's a lot of little businesses. So it's super cool. So yeah, this is Kosha. So it's, Shilpa and I work together. I wanted to make it more intimate, with the high ceilings, so we just got some of these crates and just got plants on there to help, kind of make the space feel a little bit more intimate. This is the main sanctuary, and Shilpa just wanted to really, have more of a community feel instead of just separate little things for her spa. So she definitely had a vision for her space. But there's like, here, this like high back chairs, the Prospect and Refuge, right? And you can see like, it's a great spot, and it's so cool. Like when you sit there, it's like my favorite place because you can definitely, get the lay of the land, right? And it's so interesting that when you really can see, wow, I do feel super comfortable being in that corner. But we just tried to add a lot of textures, plants, natural elements throughout this space, and they've gotten a lot of great feedback. This is like the little meditation area where there's a curtain that can go across there, and there's a little water fountain and that's in there as well. And she has no music; it's all water fountains, is what you hear in the interior. This is one of the treatment rooms, and again, just applying different textures, natural wood.
Listen, do you know what kind of textiles you used here? Because I see the fur, but do you know what kind of textiles?
I mean, they're just different, there's wool, different texture fabrics of cotton. This is a sisal rug.
Yeah, the rug is very nice. Yeah.
And this is just some detailed. So the building had all this graffiti in it, but Shilpa left the graffiti in there because she just thought it gave it some character as well. And there's just some little elements that we brought more texture and earth elements as well through the space. So this is another big project that happened after Shilpa. I partnered with a real estate firm that purchased a 6,000 square foot space, and they wanted a kind of like a coexisting workspace where it's like not assigned offices, but you could just come in, find a spot to work, and just how that just kind of have a spot to work in every day at different spots. So this was a brand new building, another commercial project. And so I started partnering with them to open their interior design business. And they just let me do kind of what I wanted, which was awesome. And so I was all into the biophilic design now, right? So I created a mood board of like everything that I wanted, and I partnered with an architect that's implemented my design in a beautiful way. Of course, I wanted a big, huge green wall, but I couldn't get, it was so expensive. So I found these things called Gromeos, and they're awesome. Gromeo, Gromeo, and these are like there's little felt pockets at the bottom here. It's like a reservoir, and you just pour water in there, and the wicking just pulls the water up. And you can see that's not a very well lit area at all. So I just put some like pothos and really low light plants, and it was so fun. But yeah, we planted them ourselves. So it was so fun. This is my favorite kind of plant shop. That's Tiffany, that's in my neighborhood, and she helped us do it, but it was so fun. This is the entrance. We did a lot of slatted wood. Are you guys familiar with Shosugi Ban?
Shosugi Ban is the one who does the wood which is fired.
Yes, it started actually in the 18th century, so it's burned to preserve the wood. Yeah, so it's just it's so beautiful. But see that black? That's it in the back there, right here. This is all Shosugi Ban. But it preserves the wood with fire, and but it's just so beautiful, and it's super durable. It's used on siding as well.
So I know that the project, which this year won the Stephen Kellett Awards, which was the fire brigade of Marion, if I'm not mistaken, and they had all the outside of the building made with finished with Shosugi Ban.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's supposed to be very, very durable. And then I think you finish it with some type of natural oil to preserve it. But yeah, I love it. It just gives it this like depth and this rich texture. So different. And then it has like the charred texture in it. It's kind of hard to see in the photo, but
that kind of charcoal texture when you touch it, isn't it?
Exactly. And it's just kind of, like lots of little bitty textures. So we just they wanted to do a painted floor, and I was like, no, leave the floor raw. But he still wanted to put a gloss on it, which I was telling him just to leave it unfinished. But anyway, at least we got the concrete floor, but we had a lot of the slatted wood throughout the place here. This is where the Gromios are in the entrance. That's again, this is when you first walk in the door. I love this little chandelier. It's called the blob. But again, it's the organic shapes, right? And then you can see the little tonality of the Shosugi ban there.
Joy, this has just such a nice balance.
Thank you.
I'm an
Thank
interior
you so
designer
much.
also.
Oh, you are?
This
Oh
is
my gosh, I
just a
love
beautiful
it.
balance. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you. So these are some of the internal offices. So if you wanted an office space, you could, sit in there, or, as you're going to see, it's kind of an open floor plan. Oh, and this is the conference room. This table is huge. And I worked with in Appleton, Wisconsin, Urban Evolutions. Are you familiar with that, Nicole?
No, that's something we don't have in common yet.
Oh, check out Urban Evolutions. They are amazing. But
Okay.
this is like from northern Wisconsin, this wood for this table, and it's like 155 inches long and like 5 feet wide. So they could barely get it in the door. It took like 3 hours to get it at the front door. It was crazy, but that table turned out so beautiful. And again, it's local wood and the raw edge. So this is the kitchen design that I did. It's very simple, and I love the movement with the backsplash of Cambria backsplash. And then I have the black soapstone for the island. And then just the natural wood, oak wood cabinets in there. And then I brought the slatted wood on the ceiling as well. Here's just another view of it.
The backsplash is gorgeous.
Isn't
With
it
the
cool? I
shelf in
just love it.
It's such a
I
nice
just,
detail.
yeah, and I
But
love how
what
everything's
stone is
simple.
it? What stone
It's
is it?
Cambria. It's a quartz.
Okay.
Cambrias are amazing. They just have so many beautiful patterns, and what I love about this is because you got to pick your hero, right? Because it's about juxtaposing textures and colors so everything can be a hero and be, have a highlight. And also you wanted, like, my background as a creative director and also graphic design, it's about hierarchy, right? You want your eye to flow through a room. You don't want to get stuck in one thing. So you want to, like, have enough, things going on where your eye continues to flow through the room. But I'd love that, the simple design, but then the bold backsplash here. So this is the main, room again. So there's a harvest like height table or bar height table if you want to have a little meeting there. We got, Mario Bellini couch from the 1970s, which is completely modular. I don't know if you could see these little hooks here, but you could, like, the arms go down. You could take off the arms or the back and reconfigure it where it's just either just like an ottoman, or you can put the side arms on in the back. So you could really have so much flexibility in configuring that sofa. And have a natural, kind of cane console. That's a Samsung TV, but we just had the Monet print on it. You could see the Gromios through there. Here's another angle of the room. These were swivel chairs here with the wood table here and this beautiful chandelier.
And I like the balance of the plants. So they are there, but they are not excessive. Do you see what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Thank you. That's another photo.
I last worked in healthcare and we did not get to use beautiful furniture. And I'm just like ogling over the beautiful furniture.
Well, that's coming a long way now, right? Now that they know how much biophilic design makes an impact in healthcare. When I went to, did you ever go to NeoCon in Chicago?
Yeah, I couldn't make it this year. But I would say I worked for Advocate Aurora for 5 years. I tried to get them to do biophilic design because that's my expertise. And I finally quit because it was not going anywhere. So
geez. Well, I went
some
to
may be more adventurous than others, but yeah.
Yeah. It seems like the awareness is certainly happening. When I didn't go to NeoCon this past year, but I went the year before, and it was amazing. Everything was like biophilic design furniture in
Yeah.
there. And so I mean, I think the trend is moving in that, or I don't even want to call it a trend because I don't even think it's a trend, it's really a state of mind.
Yeah. I was just at Kohler last week and it was like biophilia vomited all over their design center. It was really
Oh,
kind of
really?
funny. Yeah, I was like, I really want to find out who. It was like plant walls and waterfalls and stuff everywhere. I was totally, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, and I was like, I was coming home from my spin class yesterday morning, and then on NPR, they were interviewing somebody from Tenabin Bright Green, a woman. So that was, I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. And then when I was in Chicago, I was speaking to architects, designers, and realtors, and I would have to say 80% of them knew of biophilic design really well.
That's
So
incredible.
another angle here of that room, detail. But that's, just all the textures, you know what I mean? The texture here, texture in the pot, but I like kind of juxtaposing things because then it really gives interest instead of I try not to be too matchy ever. So this is like, I designed this bathroom. This whole place was designed during COVID, by the way. And I was a new interior designer. I didn't have any connections, showrooms, or anything, so it was just me on my computer, like figuring all this out. It was crazy town. But I found this great, this is porcelain tile. And it looks like that Shusugiban, see how like this is how that that Shusugiban texture looks. But this is porcelain tile and it's called Kasai Karta, and it comes in a black and this cream. But I love it too because it's also, there's this tile, you could just get it regular or you can get it with the kintsugi. And you know what kintsugi is, right? The beauty and imperfections of with the Japanese wabi-sabi, if they broke a piece of pottery, they would paint it with gold. So, I mean, I'm wabi-sabi. So this was like so right up my alley. But they were a luxury high-end realtor. So, I think mixing, these Kelly Wearstler pendants with it, which I love Kelly Wearstler too. That's a close up of the tile. Oh, and then this is just a bedroom I recently did. But this is Philip Jeffries wallpaper. I love Philip Jeffries, like all their murals, and they're just so amazing. But I think this looks great just with the, because, well, this was wintertime, but, they live in the Arboretum here at Madison, and it's such a beautiful landscape. But anyway, just bringing in nature with the wallpaper and plants, kind of the color palette of simple too. There, I designed this pillow too. I try, kind of getting, if I can't find the pillow now, I just design my own textiles. So now this is the design for a difference, the common threads, the school for autism kids and neurodiversity. This is the before pictures. They have this was a main space where all the, the staff would either have lunch, the kids would come, eat, just any gather. This was like really the only gathering place to sit. This was like a, if they had to like get off the fidgets, kind of like that, there was a swing in there to kind of give them some movement. And that this was blue walls. You could just see how the walls were kind of unfinished. And it was so unfortunate that they were a nonprofit, but to purchase a building with no windows is just was so sad. And these fluorescent lights. This is one of the classrooms. Not very excited. I know it. Oh,
It's
geez.
especially stark after showing those beautiful designs
Yeah.
and then pull that up and you're like, oh yeah, that's like normal.
Right. But can you imagine as a parent dropping your kid off here who, you know, is heavy. A lot of them had challenges in public school, so they would have to come here. And when they were interviewing, you know, because so Design for a Difference is sponsored by Floor 360, which is a huge flooring company here in Madison. I think this was their 6th or 7th year, but, you know, it's like a group of 30 or more designers get together after one, you know, first of all, people enter companies or nonprofits that they think could be eligible and be a good fit. And then there's a committee that chooses it. And the exciting thing about this is that I nominated them because I met the director and I had been there, but this was like something I couldn't take on my own, or, you know, didn't have the ability to give them that much pro bono time of mine to really make a dent. So I was so excited to be able to nominate them, and then to find out that they were chosen was just so exciting. But as we toured it, you know, they were saying that you can't put anything in here. The kids are so destructive, you know, you know, we have to have everything high up, you know. And so as you see what we did, we kind of still, so this was so the only thing, they did try to put this mural up after they talked to me, which didn't, you know, go all the way by, but at least it was something. So my thing was, I was inspired by Oliver Heath and, you know, the school that he did, and he did these hexagon cubbies. And I thought, oh my gosh, that would be, we wanted to, my team, because that's the thing, we, as designers, we broke, this was 5,000 square feet. We all broke down the area into different spaces that we took on. And I worked with the team, just 2 other women, that did that kitchen area that I showed you, and the where the swing was, that was our area. So we wanted, because, you know, you can, like, if a kid was swinging from the kitchen, you didn't want somebody running in there and get hit by the swing. So we wanted to do like a low wall. So that's when I had the idea to do, we could do a cubby wall so that we could have a little sitting area. And then if the kids just wanted to be by themselves, they could go snuggle in a cubby. Well, this is my contractor, Nune Huzek. He is amazing. And he built this for free and donated all this for us.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? And it was such a project. I mean, it came in 2 pieces, super heavy. I mean, it was amazing, but I am just so grateful to him. I then bought, you know, went to Menards and got some carpeting, and I cut out templates for the hexagon, you know, so it's the sides and the back, and then, you know, like the, you know, the sides at the top. Like, I had no idea what I was getting into when I had to glue this. It was crazy. I had my head stuck in a cubby for 7 hours sniffing glue. I was like, oh my God. So here I am. Like, first, can you see it? Can you see the top of this? But at first, I wonder if I can move this thing. Oh, there I go. At first I was laughing and all smiles. You could see, look at me. I'm like, everything was sticking to me with the glue and my jeans and everything, but it was just like really covering here. But the hard part, I mean, like, they gave me like a dowel to do it, but after it, when I got started, you know, I was literally just sticking my hands in the glue and just like smearing it on the wall because it was like dripping down on me. It was just like, oh my God, this is crazy town. And then you can see I wasn't so happy afterwards. They're like, Joy, I had glue all in my hair, and they're like, Joy, you need to put a plastic bag on your head. And then this is Dondi, who works at a kitchen and design. She came in like when I was like 5 hours into it, or 4 hours into it, and she goes, Joy, can I help you? And it was like, it was like an angel coming to rescue me. So she kind of started helping me. But as you can see, the support of all the other designers was just so amazing. And they just said, Joy, you've definitely made your initiation into this group. And then my wallpaper guy, Larry, he's awesome. So this wallpaper he installed, he did it for free for me. And it's a flat wallpaper, but it looks dimensional, doesn't it? Here it is. Doesn't that look dimensional? And that's wallpaper from Amazon. I think it came from Germany or something. But instantly this thing was like a photo op. Everybody wanted to get in and get their picture taken. So this is Lori and her daughter. They are colorists and they worked on the project as well. But it was so fun. This is this is in the corner then. I don't know if you remember that corner that was by the kitchen. Look at this tree that she created. I mean, it was just amazing. And we had a lot of wonderful muralists to come in. So basically we worked on this, but we had 2 weeks to install everything, the 5,000 square feet, 2 weeks to finish this job. So, and then, yeah, so it was pretty intense. So that's what it looked like after. You know, Floor 360 donated all the floors. So we got all new floors. We had people paint in here. We got new furniture, new kitchen furniture. We could look at this leather furniture that we had a Steinhoffels in Madison donated this furniture. And then this is the cubbies. You can see the floor and the this was Exact Sciences. It was crazy that they had our color palette and everything. All the chairs. A little bit of close up. And then this
Joy, what's the floor made of?
It's LVT,
Ah.
LVP, luxury vinyl plank. They needed something durable and easy to clean.
Okay.
So this was, you know, a little corner of this camp empowerment. I mean, like the signs. I mean, look at the level of detail these designers went into. Like this is like a little bridge with like a little water with a fishing pole, the birds. There's like stones because they like tactile stuff too. So this is like a table with rocks, you know, glued in it, little stone pillows, little like pillows that look like sliced wood, you know, the raccoon, bears. And look at that tree. I was just so impressed with that tree that she made. The little, look at, and then this is the water, like painted plexiglass to look like a waterfall. And this is like this is kind of a faux painting too. And look at this classroom. What a difference in the classroom, right? From that other one. So much better learning environment. This is where the swing was. We got a mural in there and they somebody donated a bunch of the balls for them to play with. Here's the another classroom, and this is the entry into the place. And then this is like for them to display their work because they were trying to figure out how to display the kids' work. And I thought that was a good solution. It just like peels up and you could put the art in there.
Joy,
Yeah.
looking at this project, it is filled with biophilic design ideas.
Right.
So were you the only one with biophilic design training, or like were you the influence for this whole project?
It was a group effort, but yes, I you know, I spoke about the need for autistic kids and how biophilic you know, does such a great job, you know, for them. You know, if you have those design principles, that the benefits are huge. And so as a group, we decided to take on that nature inspired theme.
Awesome.
So these are rooms they call it quiet rooms, if they're like too sensory overload, that they could go lay in this hammock and turn down the lights. This was like made out of all these different tiles, like somebody like donated this butterfly. And so, yeah, it's just great rooms for them now to be able to just decompress in when needed. This is another room that you could dim the lights out and then just kind of go in to retreat and decompress if they needed some quiet time. But isn't this so cute? I just love this room. It was darling.
It's not real wood, is it? Logs?
No, that was wallpaper.
No, the logs,
No, 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 no. Those are fabric.
fabric. Okay,
Mhm.
soft.
And same with the rocks here. Like these are fabric pillows. These are all fabric. And even like the rug looks like, you know, I love the green grass for the rug.
Mm.
And then it was awesome, like, you know, the news came and took pictures of us, and it was all on, you know, very much televised. And then that's my contractor and I, like at the end, but everyone just loved being in there for photo ops at the end of the, when we had our big reveal, and it was amazing. I mean, everyone, like everyone came in blindfolded, and then they took off the blindfolds, and like the whole all the employees and the director were just like, you know, blown away. They were just so excited. And that's the team's kind of a little bit of a blurry picture, but that's all the team that worked on it. Madison College donated their time as well, but that's how big the team was that executed this.
Well,
And
if you had to do everything in 2 weeks, you can hardly.
I know it was crazy, but yeah, it was amazing. And I ran into the director at Costco the other day, and I asked her, I go, how are things holding up? She goes, everyone, all the kids are so much more relaxed. They have not destroyed one thing. There's been one kid that kind of like did something, but very minimal. So she says it's been life-changing. This design has changed everything, and not only for those kids and the staff, but they're also now getting a lot more donations and funding.
Of course.
So
It's a shame for the light. I don't know what we could eventually, you know, think of.
yeah, well, it was the electricity was too much. Who is it, the people that you told me about, the Skylabs, Maureen?
Yeah, not Skylab. I can't remember the name now, but yes, that have this the tubes that come down.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, those are lighting fixtures.
Or there's
That look like
the tubes. There's the tube,
solar tubes that come down that bring natural light.
right. And then there was the other ones that just projected the sky.
It's a light, yeah, it's a light fixture kind of that projects clouds and stuff like that.
Yeah. And they were awesome. Like the tubes, like they both were willing to donate.
Really?
Yeah, but it just got to be too much. There was no plan for what the roof looked like. You know what I mean? And like, you know, and then putting holes in the ceiling, it just got to be too big. But you know, and I gave their information to the director. So I don't know, maybe that's the next phase of doing something like that. But yeah, the fluorescent lights are a big bummer, you know. But
Yeah.
it's what are you going to do? I mean, I think, you know, we did what we could with the impact we could
You know, as we say, it's better to do something, even if you can't do 100%. It makes such an enormous difference. Just, you know, these, and it's not just, you say just, but it's not just, it's a lot.
But incorporating is a thing. I mean, and I think it's important to realize that, you know, just right, Maureen, don't you agree? Just incorporating 2 or 3 that you can do well.
Yes.
It's gonna make a difference, you know.
Absolutely.
And so, and it doesn't have to be like a huge budget, and you know, especially for schools, like a lot of it is just choices. What color paint are you choosing? What are the finishes you're putting in there? You know, so adding a few plants. So taking things off the wall if they're blocking natural light, you know, and changing out bulbs to incandescent or, you know, halogen if you can.
Or they do have like the full spectrum fluorescent bulbs that are more, I guess, human friendly. Check them out, because I have a friend who is, he's the top sales rep for a lighting company called Avon Electric here in New York.
Okay.
And they have full spectrum lamps, they call them, that can be installed in fluorescent fixtures.
Oh gosh, it's great.
And you know, it's you know, they're a little bit more expensive, but they also last longer.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of, according to Craig, it's a wash because it pays
Awesome.
for itself over time. But I did do that installation at a local college in their in a staff office that was redoing things, and I actually got him to donate a few of these lamps, and they said, wow, what a difference. Like, people walked in and went, oh, it looks good in here, and it was just
Wow,
the
wow.
lighting was switched
Lighting
out.
is
So,
a huge, I mean, design element, right? I mean, it's so
right.
important, but then also how it makes you feel. And then, you know, all these LED lights, it's like so hard to even find like incandescent anymore. All like LED lights are everywhere. And, but it's not like, doesn't it, like, especially that real blue light, it's like you're not able to, you know, your body's not making melatonin, right? You know, especially having it at night, looking at those
Right.
really blue lights. But so
Right.
full spectrum, I have to
Full
look at that.
spectrum is better, but yeah, of course it's not, you know, it's a step down from natural light. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Natural light is always best for sure. But so when I was speaking in Chicago, there was a architect that is up for a big chain of daycares, and he called the next day to say that he is definitely going to incorporate biophilic elements, and hopefully I'll be able to work on that project with them. So
Ooh.
in Chicago, but yeah, so we'll see. And then the other thing was somebody who was there, a designer, recommended me to contact this some salons, because, you know, even like, do you think the like plants could even purify the air for like the chemicals in salons? Would that help it and dissipate that?
I would say it would help, but you know, there are so many chemicals, and there are some plants that are better toxic avengers, I call them. In fact, I have a blog post called Toxic Avengers, I think. And yeah, so there's some plants that definitely soak up more of the toxins in the air than others.
Okay,
So
but it
it
would
will
help,
help.
right?
It will
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
And plus it would just make the space feel good anyway. So anyway, I don't know. I'm thinking about, you know, with my corporate background and having to sell presentations for years, I thought about maybe putting together a PDF or something and just giving them a call, you know, and see like, hey, I have an idea for you, and see if they go for it.
Well, so exciting. Oh my gosh,
Thank you.
congratulations. I mean, a year ago, you were just at the very early stages of this project.
Yeah, that's right. I know, and it feels so good. And we're on to the second one now. So we're going to be, you know, launching into that next. So we'll see what, I'm looking forward to it, because it was such an amazing experience. It was just, you know, working with the team and everyone, everything is donated, everything, all the materials, the labor, everything is donated. And so it was just such an exciting, fulfilling project to work on. It really was. I just loved it.
Oh, Deal, you're, we can't hear you.
Here we are. Was it was it donated because it was obviously a center for children in need, or was it in general donated? I don't know. I don't understand. And so your next project, is it going to be another for the healthcare, or?
It's sponsored through Floor 360 here in Madison, and it's called Design for a Difference. And every year, a nonprofit is nominated. So that's the main thing. It just needs to be a nonprofit. And then they, you know, people nominate, and then the team just kind of interviews them and then chooses one for that year.
Super.
Yeah. So we'll see who the new winner is this year. I'm excited to find out.
You know, it is really interesting because years ago, I remember talking with the International Feng Shui Guild about, you know, donating our services on a local level. And, you know, we were talking about like, wow, you know, nonprofits and like something. So I have to see if there's something locally similar to that, to see if designers do that, because I would love to participate in something.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think the key would be like finding a big store or somebody like Floor 360, which is tile and flooring, um, to kind of be the backer of that, because they have like all the vendors and they have like, they can
Yeah.
like the flooring, or something. But yeah, I think that's great, because even with feng shui too, I mean, that would be so amazing to be able to go in there and just kind of help the flow and, kind of change the, energy of just with changing up the colors and the decor and whatever the cures are necessary for that. If they have a missing
Right.
section or whatever their needs are, do they need more abundance, or
Right.
it
And, but,
inferior?
also, yeah, and I'm also thinking along the lines of the biophilic design too. It's,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a whole, and the earth energies, and
Oh my gosh, exactly.
there's so much that can be done. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I think it gives people more awareness of the earth. And I think it's a way, to, kind of like talk about climate change, but in an actionable sort of way where you're doing things. And it's just bringing awareness, right? The more you can get people to connect with the earth, the more awareness they're going to have towards that, which I think is so important. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes up next. And Brava was a local magazine here in Madison, and they published an article on me on biophilic design. So I didn't hear from anybody from that, but who knows? It just came out. So
That's
maybe
good.
get some projects that are for that.
Well, thank you so much, Joy, for being with us today.
Well, thank you so much
we'll
for
put it
asking
up
me.
so whoever is going to watch it, they will see it in our community.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
anyone
well,
wants to get in touch with me if they have any questions, I'm totally open. My Instagram is under my name, Joy Pontrello. My company is Joy Interiors. But yeah, I'd love to connect with anybody. I love talking about biophilic design and feng
yeah,
shui.
sure. Well, we'll put all your details underneath so
Okay, great.
people will know
Awesome.
all about it. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to stop the recording and say goodbye to everyone. Okay, bye
Okay.
now.
Bye.